I love this. I'm excited about this topic because I'm one of those people who loves to transfer my wardrobe, spring, summer, summer, into a lot of white.
Mm-hmm.
I love white.
Yes, you do. You love
And
gray and white.
I'm lucky because I know how to wear my white.
Mm-hmm.
So which
We both dressed with our white on today. So
yes.
we have like a warmer print on me, and then you are wearing that crisp, well, not too crisp. It's
off white. It's
yeah,
it's more off white.
It's slightly a little off. Now, I did see somebody say good morning, good beautiful
Hey,
day.
Linda.
Oh, thank you so much, Linda. It's so good to have you on here. So happy to see you every single Wednesday. I hope you have a drink in your hand so you can cheers with us.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Mm-hmm. If you saw, sorry. I didn't know I was cheersing to everyone else, not to
you choked me.
here. Dink.
Okay.
Cheers. Good morning, Sandy. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, Sandy, you missed me choking on my wine and spitting it out and going on and saying it over.
Yeah. If you saw what today is going to be about, we're going to be talking about whites. It's also June, which means it's wedding season. So we're really just talking whites in general. It's also summer. We know white pants, white shorts are super trendy right now. Your white dresses are.
Oh, the crisp white boyfriend shirt in white is like, it's my go-to.
Yeah.
I love it.
You do love a good button-up boyfriend shirt. I have noticed that.
I do. They're so crisp and and crisp is such a good word for white clothing. Crisp, cool. Mm-hmm. And did you know, Sarah, that white is actually cooler for you to wear in the summer than any other color?
Well, I can only imagine because if you're wearing like a darker color, it absorbs the heat.
The reason it's absorbing the heat is because a darker color absorbs the light. Mm-hmm. And we at Color Me Beautiful understand things like light reflectivity, and the best light reflectivity is white. Mm-hmm. You know, and people say, well, white, that's no color. No, white is in light. When you're doing color analysis and when you're doing any kind of color study, white is all colors together. You know, if you're doing a lighting with all colors, what you end up with on stage, for example, is white.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. There's a little color history for you guys out there on the color white.
Well, back in the day, I was my career path. I started out as a set designer and did lighting design. And one of the things that we studied is additive and subtractive color mixing. And that's what got me all fascinated in this topic, because what we wear is so powerful. Mm-hmm. And so few people, I mean, you guys recognize it, Linda, Sandy, Valencia, how important choosing your colors are, but I'm not sure everybody out there in the whole world understands that the colors you choose speak to people about you. It's huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it pulls together the whole look, especially, but I should also mention when you're wearing the wrong white. I know me in a crisp white t-shirt, I look so yellow. My skin tone turns sallow. My hair looks like it's dead almost. My
powdery, I would say.
A crisp white shirt does not look good on me. So all of our warm seasons out there, springs and autumns, we're going to show you how to rock. Well, we're going to rock an ivory.
Certainly.
We're not going to be rocking a crisp white, but we're going to be rocking something a little bit with yellow in it. But for our winters out there, I'm jealous of all of our winters. Like I say, every single
show.
You guys get the crisp whites, you get the rich, deep, like black, and manufacturers make colors like that, and it's so easy to find those colors, unlike the ivories and the creams. So we're gonna
they're still out there, and it's worth finding the perfect white shirt and the perfect pair of white jeans and popping those on and having those be appropriate for your season, because you will look amazing.
Yes. That is so true. Now, I want to make sure we said hello to everyone. Michelle, thank you for joining us. Sandy, Thank you.
I'm glad she loves her whites.
Yeah.
She's in with us.
I was just reading that comment. Well, Sandy, today is for you then. Valencia, thank you for joining us. And should we jump into our first season?
Well, I was going to say there's Linda here, and I believe she's a winter, if I remember correctly. And so all this jealous you're throwing out, you can just toss it in her direction.
Yes. Let me grab. So I'm going to grab our winter white.
Oh, she's an autumn. Okay.
So sorry. Let me get rid of this logo as well so you guys don't have that in the way. Now here's our winter white. And
So, you know what we did? Obviously what we did. We picked, oh, I disappeared. I turned yellow. That is not in my season. We selected the bridal gown as the perfect way to talk about your summer whites.
I should mention, do not worry. We will make sure we have all of these images in the comments once we hop off. So do not worry. You will get them all.
You know, Patty said something really funny, Sarah. You look like you have a veil behind you.
Oh,
your hair
my hair. That's so true. I never thought about that, but you're so right. It does.
Valencia is our winner. You can be jealous of.
Oh, there you go. Okay, Valencia, this one's for you.
So for winters, our winters out there like Valencia, should you be shopping for a wedding dress, or should other winters be shopping for a wedding dress, or simply your crisp white man shirt, a white t-shirt, which is very
dress, a white beautiful summer dress,
sundress. Oh my goodness, perfect. We recommend for you diamond white, and I call it diamond white because it is the purest of the whites. You don't have a cast going in any direction. It's not moving toward warm. It's not moving toward gray. It's not moving toward blush. It is the purest of the whites. And one of the things I've noticed about these pure whites is that they look even better if you don't have a lot of texture in your white. For example, the white wedding dress that is like Meghan Markle's, or like what's the other one?
Kate
Middleton. Yeah. That'll get me in trouble. They were smooth. And if it's satiny or smooth without a lot of texture, it looks even better than crisp white with a lot of texture, because then it's bringing in shadow. And then the shadow changes the color of that pure white.
So stay away from texture as much as you can if you're a winter. Now, I'm loving, so, you know, we should probably talk about how you get into your season. For anyone who doesn't know, what we're looking at when we talk about your season, we take every single person, we look at your hair color, we look at your eye color, your skin tone, we look at you, and we divide you up, and we look to see if your hair is cool or deep, if it's warm or light, and we also look at your eye color and your skin tone to see if you're cool, warm, or neutral.
And those are kind of our tiebreakers, because what we want to do is create color harmony when somebody looks at you. Well, from 4 feet, maybe 5 feet, and certainly with my eyesight these days, because I'm getting to be a little bit older, I don't see people's eye color. You see skin tone, but skin tone is kind of skin tone, you know, and it's hard to tell if you're warm skin tone or cool skin tone. What people really see about you, the easiest thing to see is that red hair right there.
The thing that really comes out.
Right, whether you have red or gold highlights in your hair. Because it's interesting, like if you're looking at skin tone, Sarah and I always do this trick. Can we do the palm of the hand trick?
I have to remember this side. There we go.
If you notice, I have a really cool palm, pinkish, and by cool we mean pinkish. Sarah has a really warm palm, which
looks very orangey, reddish, yellowish.
I was going to say corally, and that is how we determine your season. But it's easy. And you can do it, or you can go online to our colormebeautiful.com website, where we have a color quiz that you can take. Bottom line is, if you have no red or gold highlights and your hair is deep, you are most likely a winter.
So here's our winter model. She has black, it looks a little like a soft black hair, and that's kind of how we get the deep. And then
But it could be a dark brown with no red or gold, like an ash brown, a deep ash brown too.
So if you have no red or gold highlights, you are cool season. And right now we're looking at our deep and cool season, which happens to be the winter. And if you're winter out there, you get to wear this pure, clear, crisp white. That's
And we like to call it diamond white because
also nice.
it is pure,
Mm-hmm.
pure white. And and also you may see a little bit of a bluish cast. The purest, whitest white.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, all you girls are young, but at my age, back when I was younger, people actually, when they washed their whites, they added something called bluing. And that kept the whites looking crisp white because that little tinge of blue, and it really was just blue you put in the water with your wash, kept them on point. They kept them pure white. And pure white will have a little, not a blue that you can see, but if you hold it next to other whites,
Mm-hmm.
you will see that it leans a little more toward blue.
Right, right. So I'm going to take off the winter white and I'm going to do a deep winter white. So
Okay.
we're going to do next as our, oh no, pushed her out a little bit. There we go. This is our deep winter white. So you have deep hair, you have deep skin tone, and this one is still that diamond crisp white.
Pure, clear white. Because there is nothing that is more stunning
Mm-hmm.
than the contrast that's created between hair with no red or gold highlights that's deep and that pure crystalline white.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I get so jealous. The winter colors. I absolutely am so jealous. I just I love that you can wear that crisp.
Well, remember, we're going to do a show with you in a black wig.
Yes, we are going to do that.
You
And
guys are going to be blown away.
wish me luck because it's interesting. It's very interesting.
Oh, she looks fabulous. You will be blown away.
Oh, so fabulous. But since we are talking about cool seasons right now, I figured we'll go to our next season. Now, we just talked about winters. They had deep hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
The browns without any red or gold. They also have the black hair. Now we're going to move to summer, which is going to be no red or gold highlights, but it's going to be a light color. So our summer.
Cool and light color.
Mm-hmm.
And the summer white, I'll speak to this because I'm a summer and I shop a lot of whites. And I like to think of it as mother of pearl.
Mm-hmm.
And that will give you kind of exactly what you need in terms of your thought process.
Mm-hmm.
The crisp pure white that is great for the winters is too stark for me. It makes my hair look dingy. It makes my skin look mottled,
Mm-hmm.
for lack of a better term. And when I put that on, even though I may find a fantastic boyfriend's shirt and I put that on, I look older.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing I want to do is dress to look older. But when I go with the mother of pearl, which is just slightly off, and let's face it, when manufacturers are creating their white fabrics, they decide what cast that white is going to have by adding a drop of something.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's a drop of coral, which will give you a kind of a blush tone cast white, or whether it's a drop of yellow, which will give you an ivory. I mean, the faintest little bit. It casts in all different directions. And so the mother of pearl, or the color that we're calling pearl, and some manufacturers of wedding gowns call it pearl, is just an off white.
Mm-hmm.
It's just enough. It's as off white as my hair is off white. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing that looks really good on summers is the palest blush.
Mm-hmm.
That is a white where the manufacturer has literally taken the dropper and put just a little drop of mauve,
Mm-hmm.
that color, and it gives a cast to the clothing that is so flattering to your hair and skin tone. Because remember how pink I was when I put up my hands?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you're seeing in my face area, maybe a little sun damage, maybe a little foundation, but here, what you're seeing is how pink I really am. And that blush color just blends in with it and makes it just looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our summer pick: mother of pearl and blush.
Both of those are absolutely gorgeous on, especially you. Whenever I see you, right now you're wearing that crisp white, and it just makes your hair look radiant, and I absolutely love it. And blush again, it's such a good color. If you're summer out there, especially, we should probably talk about lipsticks as well. That blush that she's talking about is really gorgeous. Your cheeks and your lipsticks to keep it very cool.
One interesting way that you can look at whites, because sometimes it's really hard to tell what a white is. Put it next to a piece of paper. For our purposes, the background on the summer white slide, or there's some background that you will be seeing that kind of goes around us in our videos. Look at that, and then look at the color of my shirt, for example, and see how it's not quite that vivid a white.
Yeah, and it's so true. And once again, when you are out shopping, I highly, highly recommend having your digital swatch fan, because if you look at something that's slightly off-white versus pure white, just like you were saying, it's much easier to tell a difference. But if you just look at if you just pull a shirt off the rack, you might think, oh, this is white. But
let's talk about lighting, Sarah.
Right.
Depending on where you shop, let's say you go to a TJ Maxx, Marshall's kind of place, their lighting, it's sodium vapor lighting, and it's going to change something, the color of something. When you go in the dressing room, it's a slightly different color. It's generally bluer because they have fluorescent lights in the dressing rooms that tend to cast blue. So it's so helpful to have something to shop with, because then everything is bathed in the same light, and you don't have to worry. If you go to a Nordstrom, you will always see that their lighting is very warm. Their ambient lighting is designed to be red gold spectrum, and that gives you a different look, but it makes your skin look fabulous. So lighting is important, and if you can't carry around your own special lighting, you can carry around your own special swatch fan or digital swatch fan that helps you react to different lighting.
Yeah.
And understand what you're buying.
And these type of shades that just with the slightest little change can change the season, it's very important to have the swatch fan with you. So it's really, really important to compare what's going on between
in the same lights. And that's where it really makes a difference. Because imagine shopping for one of these gowns when the lighting is one thing and you're getting married outside, and everything changes. The gown changes, and you've invested $2,000 in a gown or 20, and suddenly it's a different color. So very swatch fan investment seemed like nothing.
Yeah, very important to make sure you have your swatch fan with you to know the right shade of white for your season.
Absolutely.
So we've just taken care of summer. What season should we do next? You know what? We'll do autumn, because Linda.
You always save yourself for last, you brat.
Oh no, we're gonna do autumn for Linda. Let me make sure. Here she is. Okay, here we go. So all of our new color people out there, and autumn has deep hair with red or gold highlights. So for example, this model and me are both autumns. As you can tell, we both have deep hair, and it has red and gold in it. A lot of it.
You could have golden brown hair, deep golden brown hair, and be an autumn as well.
So if you were a little confused between what we were talking about earlier with the winter does not have any red or gold highlights, but she is deep. The autumn does have red or gold highlights, and she is also deep. So that's where the difference is between the autumn and winter.
And for that autumn, and Linda says she loves, of course you do, because these are your colors. You are an angel in ivory and champagne. Now, I don't need to tell Linda that ivory is a great color for her, because obviously she's wearing it. But for you autumns out there, or you people who will find out that you are autumns very soon when you take the color quiz, ivory, of course, is that white we've talked about, where the manufacturer took just a drop of yellow and added it to warm it up. And champagne is a drop of copper, which is yellow and red mixed together. I don't want to call it orange, because then you start thinking orange. But even when we drop,
Even when we talk about just adding yellow, it kind of throws you off a little bit.
Yeah, but it's
just
the faintest little tinge.
hmm
Just a cast.
And
And
the goal of this is to harmonize everything together. So instead of wearing that pure white, you're wearing a white with a little bit of yellow undertone in it to harmonize with your warm hair, your red or gold highlight hair.
all that blends together. And what's interesting is when autumns wear ivory, they look like they're wearing white.
Yes.
Everything is of a piece. It matches everything. It's harmonious. So you don't think, oh, she's wearing an ivory shirt. You think, oh, look at that beautiful redhead in that white shirt. But really, it's ivory.
It's so true. And now that I'm looking at the image, even the flowers on that she's carrying look like the flowers on my dress. So I just found that very funny. This model actually kind of looks a little bit like me. She has my hair color.
It does. I wonder how that happened.
She happens to be wearing this or holding the same flowers that are on my dress, and I'm also wearing an ivory color. So,
and Linda loves this. So I think, we hit a home run on our autumns.
Yeah.
But let me bring everybody down. Everybody loves this, but I'm going to make you sad for a moment. And I want you to compare in your minds what would happen if you, beautiful, golden, rich autumn, put on a white gown.
It turns our skin tone super sallow, like very yellow. It's not this rich warm.
But what I see is that gown starts walking around all by itself because it's like, oh, glare. And again, what we all seek, because it makes you look 10 years younger when you're in the right colors. It makes you look more pulled together. It makes you look more confident. It makes you look like you've got it together.
Linda just said Casper the Ghost, and that is so true. Linda, I'm on the same team with you. Being in autumn, when I wear, because I just, sometimes I just want to wear a white t-shirt or just throw on whatever that happens to be white, because manufacturers love white for some reason, like crisp white. And my hair looks so, like, it just looks so bad, and it looks like it's crunchy, like almost like I could break my hair in half. It doesn't have any warmth to it. Like, right. Under my eyes and my skin has no color to it at all. Yes, Casper the Ghost is so right, Linda. I mean, it's not pretty being an autumn in white.
You just have to know the right colors to wear. And we're all about it right here. We're telling you.
Now I'm going to grab our deep winter white. So this is with deeper skin tone. Now let me get rid of her and bring on our deep winter, if I can find her, of course. This one, there we go. Our deep autumn white.
So to address the deep autumn, one of the things that Color Me Beautiful takes into consideration is contrast. So if you're in autumn, you have less contrast between your hair and your skin tone than if you were a winter. Even if you were a darker skin winter, like Mediterranean, olive skin, even African American, you can wear something that's more contrasting. But with a deep skin autumn, with lots of melanin and then the hair that's kind of in the same family, what you want to do is not get anything that's super contrasty on your body, because it will kill your harmony. You want something very harmonious. And so one of the things that I just love on that deep skin is something I like to call alabaster. And that is a warm white with a faint gold cast. Again, if the manufacturer's got this big pot and he's making this fabric, he's putting just a little bit of gold, not yellow, because if you had put yellow in, it would be ivory. But the gold is softer. And so again, then you've got a soft look from head to toe, and the skin is just glowing.
And another thing I want to point out, when you have a warm skin tone and you wear a cool white, it doesn't harmonize. So you really need to make sure you match your warm skin tone with your warm, whatever warm white you're going to wear, whether it's alabaster, whether it's ivory, whether it's cream. You really want it to harmonize your entire look all together.
And the reverse is true. When I wear something that is too yellow, I look like I have jaundice. like I'm just ready to go to the hospital with hepatitis because I look ill.
Mm-hmm.
And so it, we say at Color Beautiful, you can wear any color you want to wear. And by color, we mean white. You can wear white. You just have to be mindful of which white is going to be the most flattering for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And there's just slight little changes.
Yeah, in the case of white, these are nuances. And I literally think of these people over these giant boiling tubs of fabric, and they put in a drop of this or a drop of that. And for the deep bottom, that gold is very different than an ivory.
Mm-hmm.
And the ivory, I don't love it for the deep bottoms. So for the autumns, I'm good with it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we're following that gold kind of frame. The palest gold for a white, I like to think of as it has just a tiny drop of coral or copper, just enough so that you have a shade shift in that direction.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to make sure one more time everyone knows that I will be dropping these slides into the comments. So don't worry, we will make sure everyone gets the slides. So you have them. If you want to take them with you, if you want to share them with anyone, feel free.
When you're shopping for your wedding dress, I know that I'm going to hold on to these just in case. Who knows?
I mean, why not? Yes.
Yeah, really.
Same holder.
But the thing that I like everybody to remember is when we're getting it, if blues are easy, you can kind of see the shift. Greens, kind of, they're a little bit harder, but you can still see how everything shifts. Reds, piece of cake. But whites are tough. And the way some people say, I remember when I was a young designer, that's how I started out my career as a set designer. And then I went on to do other things. But someone said to me, well, just make it white. I was like, dude, which white? And he's like, well, white is white. No, white is not white. White is a whole spectrum of its own. And there are all sorts of nuances to white, and he just didn't get it.
Let's talk going and trying to pick a color to paint something in like a Home Depot or Lowe's. Yes. I mean, there are a ton of
millions of whites.
Yes, just little tiny shade changes. And
they make a huge difference once they're on your wall and the light, the outside light comes in, and you're like, oh, well, this looks pink, or I didn't pick a white, or this looks blue, and so we got you on this. We got you.
Yeah. Let us know if you need help making sure your wall colors match your season. If you need any help, we got you on that too.
Well, clearly we don't got you because Sarah and I have an issue.
Yeah,
and my home is warm toned. My walls, my furniture, everything. If you go into my house, it looks like it's designed for an autumn. And Sarah's house looks like it's designed for summer. And that was just something that we noticed because you think that if you're one season or the other, you kind of pull it all together in your home. We didn't.
No. I guess because we're not allowed to, well, we don't buy clothes. We just decided to do our houses in the opposite of whatever we don't wear.
We did, yes.
Completely opposite. And we actually asked the question on a different live, and everyone coming back said that their house was in an opposite color palette from what they were. So if somebody is a summer, they either were a autumn, they did very warm colors, or it was very interesting. So I'd love to hear if your home decor is the opposite of what your season is.
Someday we'll do a study on this and we'll bring it back to you as to why this is. But I suspect it's because we have a certain personal level of color that we choose from. And then when we get, into our environment, we just let it loose.
Yeah, I guess so. Now I'm going to move to our last season that we have, which is our spring, who is also warm. So we're still in our warm. We started off with winter, and then we moved to summer, which are our two cool seasons. And then we did autumn and springs, which are our warm seasons. So,
yeah.
Spring.
warm and contrasting.
Mm-hmm.
See, one of the things in our world, we've divided it into four because it's easy. Our sister company in England does it into six.
Mm-hmm.
There's some companies that do it into 12 palettes. And there's a computer analyzed part of our company that actually does it into like a gazillion palettes.
Mm-hmm.
But the four is easy. So it's easy to shop by, it's easy to remember, it's easy to choose your makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about the two warm palettes that we have, which is the spring and the autumn, of those two, the spring is light, the autumn is the deep. But one of the nuances that people may not realize is that spring is the bolder of those two warm palettes, whereas the autumn is soft.
Mm-hmm.
And conversely, on the cool side, we have the winter, which is the deep, and the summer, which is the light.
Mm-hmm.
And of the two, the summer is the softer of those palettes, and the winter is the bolder of those palettes. So spring, it's a little bit bolder, but how bold can you get with a wedding dress?
Well, you can't wear those like super vibrant green. Well, you could. Why am I saying?
These days, in pulling these illustrations together, I saw that the colored wedding dress has never been more popular, and even black wedding dresses, people are rocking those.
Mm-hmm.
More power to you, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're dealing with white. And with the whites, the spring whites, again, you want something that's got just a little bit of a warm cast. We for the springs, we select candlelight, which is something that has just the barest of warm casts.
Mm-hmm.
But because you're a little bit contrasty, you're a little bit bolder, you're a little bit like the winter,
mm-hmm.
you can pull this off because it's a little bit more contrasted.
Mm-hmm.
And then something I love on a blonde, warm light hair is blush, a petal,
Mm-hmm.
because it takes you more toward there's like a drop of coral, just a drop,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just lovely.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want to go back to basics really quickly, because when we're talking about harmonizing your entire look, we're also
I'm
talking.
going to need to refill my wine soon, so make me happy.
Okay, we're also talking about harmonizing your hair with your clothing, but also with your makeup. So you know what you're purchasing, you can't go wrong with it. You know that if you're purchasing a warm lipstick, that it will go with the clothes that you have, your hair. If you're wearing a warm blush, that now goes with your hair, your skin tone, your clothes, your lipsticks, your blush. So you can,
in lieu of going with, I submit to you, Sarah, that it looks like it is you.
Mm-hmm.
We like to say at Coloring Beautiful that real beauty isn't applied, that it's revealed.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so true when you're selecting in your palette of color for your season,
Mm-hmm.
because they look like they could be your real lips,
Mm-hmm.
not lips that you smeared, some color all over. It looks like it could be your own beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Or this.
I always find that blush really shows that off, because blush isn't meant to just sit on your cheek. It's meant to blend in and really just make you look like you have a natural flush. And that's what we're trying to do. We're looking at your skin tone, we're looking at your eye color, we're looking at your hair color, and giving you, hey, this blush is going to just melt into your cheeks and make you look like you have this natural radiant glow about you.
And if you're a bride, having that going for you in terms of this, where do they get blushing bride from? I mean, this natural flush on your cheeks that looks like it could be you with lots of joy and anticipation. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Go to your seasonal boutique to find out what shade is yours.
Yeah.
Blushing bride shade.
Mm-hmm. Now, I did see we had a comment earlier. Somebody was asking about their season, if they were still a certain season. I'm going to try to find that. I believe they said that they were, I have red hair. Okay, so she had red to strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes, and the iris is teal, but she is gray now. Do I still wear my spring colors?
Well, we need to get you through the color quiz and see how you turn out there. And also, please send us photographs. We can tell you. The key is, even if your hair is gray, if you still have enough contrast,
Mm-hmm.
in what's going on here, maybe you are still at spring. But if your contrast has dissipated as your hair color has changed, then we may want to back off of that a little and move you more toward the neutral parts of the spring palette and into some of the shades that look beautiful. Teal is a great shade in the summer palette. And with teal eyes, you would be stunning. So we need to see your picture.
Yeah.
Picture.
Pat, if you want to send a picture of yourself in natural light to the Color Me Beautiful messages, then we can help you out and make sure we'll figure out what season you're in and make sure we get you into the right one.
And Carrie is saying, and hello to Norway there. Carrie is saying that you look like a bride with your chair.
Yes, Carrie, somebody else mentioned that earlier. They said it looks like I'm wearing a veil because of my chair. But yes, I did this on purpose, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. The bridal episode.
Yes, I did it on purpose. I did wear this dress on purpose, though. I have an ivory dress on. It has very warm flowers to match the summer image we did, or the autumn image.
Speak to prints just real quick, because this is a perfect example. Prints. When you wear prints on a white background, or when you wear prints on any background, my trick for selecting a print is to kind of blur my eyes a little bit and see what the blurred color of a printed piece of fabric or printed dress or printed whatever, what that does. Like, for example, looking at Sarah's dress, when I blur my eyes, I see a more copper version. The background is a little bit less white, and it all kind of relies on the copper tones.
Right.
And that's a great way when you're looking at a print, because so many people, they'll send me pictures and they'll say, is this print my season? Because it's got colors from winter and it's got colors from spring. And that's the way that I do it, to get kind of a quick read on whether a color is going to be in your season. And the other thing is, let's say you have a color that looks amazing on you. Like, I like teal. Teal looks good on you.
Looks so good on you.
If you're looking at something that has teal in the print, and maybe it's got some colors that, like mustard, which don't look good on me, look at the percentage of the color. Because if the vast majority of the color is the teal and it's only got little sprinkles of mustard and maybe a sprinkle of orange or whatever, if it's predominantly teal, I can wear it. So it's just something to consider.
So that's a really good tip with prints, is to just blur your eyes a little bit and figure out what that dominant color is going to be. I know for that. Well,
look at your palette if it's in your palette.
Yeah, highly recommend making sure you have your color palette with you. And going back to the whole what shade of white is in your season, so important to compare, because when you pull something off the rack, it may look crisp white, but next to actually looking at a swatch of ivory, you'll see that it's actually ivory versus a crisp white. So if you need help, we have color palettes available on colormebeautiful.com. We have the digital one, and we also
if I may interject, if you're considering a color palette, consider the deluxe color kit or the Miracle of Color kit, because the prices on those kits, if you're going to be buying a color palette anyway, are ridiculous. And it actually gives you your right lipstick, right blush, whatever. And it's so reasonable, and you get it all, and it's just I would much rather buy those than the single color palette, personally. I shouldn't say that, but that's my kind of.
You get a really great deal, and who doesn't love a deal?
And we got some really great comments also from Gilda and Linda. Did you see them?
Okay, go ahead.
Gilda says that she was typed as a summer back in the 80s, and she loves those colors, but energy typing has her more in spring colors. Send us your photo, girl, because you can be a very vibrant summer, and I can, as someone who considers themselves to be a very vibrant summer, I can help you with that. So send us a photo, and we'll work with you. And Linda, she says, can you wear any color away from the face as long as our seasonal colors against it? Kind of. Make sure that color that you're trying to wear makes your skin look radiant. Because the bottom line is, if it's down here, it may be away from your face, and you may be dropping jewelry. Like, for example, we were talking about white, I brought a pearl. So you may have, and the only reason I brought these is so you can see how many colors of white there really are. I mean, it's just, but, and you may have the proper pearl color against, here. Still, any place that a fabric hits your skin, you want that fabric to make your skin look like it's radiant. So be careful about that. But
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can, but it just make sure it makes your skin look very healthy and glowing.
Exactly.
Now, if anyone has any more questions,
Holly's got a good question. We can't.
Okay.
Holly says everyone can wear the soft white. No. We for winters we recommend the diamond white, pure, clear, no cast in any direction, unless it's maybe a tiny bit of blue. Pure white. Autumn, you can wear a soft white, although we recommend for you the ivory. And the summer white, like I'm wearing, yes, you can wear that too. Because the summer white is the neutral white, kind of that everybody can put on and be okay with, unless you're talking about winters, in which case you need that pure, vivid white.
And Sandy just said something that's really funny because I know exactly what you mean when you say this. She said, I have a pair of black shorts that I hardly wear. My legs look stiff. When you're wearing the wrong color, it really does. Some colors make your skin look super sallow. When I wear a super black, for instance, my legs look like what we were talking about earlier, Casper the Ghost. Like I have no color to my legs. They just look stark white, and every single blemish shows on my legs. Oh, it is so.
But I know that based on some shorts that you wear a lot, there are shorts you can put on that make you look like you have kind of a nice tan, which you don't have.
Yeah, if you're in autumn, like khakis and browns look really good, and also greens, like an army green makes I have so many pairs. Well, let me tell you, I had green everything. But with shorts, it makes my legs look so good. If you're in a bathing suit, army green, it's like a yellow, warm green that's deeper. Autumn's makes your skin tone look so good.
But what about springs? It's still a warm season. What really makes springs look alive and vibrant?
Well, I know khaki automatically makes me look tan, but since you have those neon kind of colors, like those warmer neon colors, I would think those warmer colors look really good.
Vivid coral.
Right. So
that would be fantastic.
It really makes your skin tone look rich and glowing and radiant.
Springs have a lot more contrast.
Yeah. So I would go, if you're spring, go with more of like one of those vivid, bold colors.
Certain teals. Oh, just beautiful.
Make sure it's a warm teal, though. If you're in a warm season, make sure wearing a warm teal, not not a cool gray.
And what about a neutral? Like, would you say like a camel for a spring, or would you be more toward a khaki?
I think both would be fine. I both would really bring out the warmth in your skin tone.
We've gone from wedding dresses to shorts. I guess we're on the honeymoon now.
Well, yes, we are talking whites, and we know that in summer we are allowed to wear whites, I guess.
Girl, these days you can wear whites year round, and I've seen some beautiful runway looks where people were wearing white jeans all the way in the fall. Now, I don't have that kind of courage, and I don't have those hips. Because the moment that the season changes, I'm in my black pants and I'm thinking, wow, I look really skinny in these black pants. But some people are rocking the white jeans right into fall with jean jackets in your season.
Well, I love wearing ivory in the fall and even in winter time, because there are a lot of manufacturers do tend to make a lot of sweaters and ivory colors.
The fisherman sweater is nice.
Right. And for some reason, it's just, they think, oh, let me make this a little bit more yellow. For some reason, manufacturers love just producing ivory sweaters.
In the meantime, you've been banging your head against the store wall on your ivory in the summer.
Right. What they don't do is make an ivory t-shirt or, just some very soft, casual summer dress, or just any type of top, they don't make that. But a sweater, they can do it in like a khaki kind of light color like that all day.
When it becomes autumn, the colors look like autumn, and that becomes your whole palette.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, I get it. And with me, with the summer palette, it's just kind of, I'd say my best time of year is maybe early spring
Mhm.
with certain manufacturers.
Yeah.
Like Jill, for some reason, they're just rocking the summer palette. They got it.
Mhm.
Other manufacturers, if you go and try to find your clothing other places like Nordstrom, it's all over the place, and maybe you'll find some big. Well, so yeah, it's tough. Linda actually asked a very good question about accessorizing.
Should your purse match your season? Well, since we are trying to harmonize our look, we want it to either be warm or cool and light or deep. Now, I would recommend at least getting something that's either warm or cool, because if you are following the rules of staying within your season, all of your clothes are going to tend to either be warm or cool. So it's
not really necessarily warm or cool, but they will all be harmonious.
Right.
Something that is warm.
Mm-hmm.
And I know exactly where you're headed with this, Sarah. And a lot of color analysts and a lot of stylists say that if you're a warm season, you should at least have a pair of shoes, dress shoes, flat, whatever, one whole set in a brown. If you're warm, brown, tan.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah prefers nude, and I'm all about that. It makes your legs look long.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you're a cool season like me, I have 800,000 pairs of black shoes.
Yeah.
This side, whatever. And black purses. Black purses galore. And so what, the theory is, now obviously if you're like a super shopper like me, that goes out the window.
Mm-hmm.
But the theory is you will be able to have every outfit harmonious and look flattering and like put together, and like you've had a stylist put it together.
Yeah.
You have a warm set of accessories for warm seasons and a cool set for cool seasons.
And I will tell you right now, I do own like a black purse. I do own silver earrings, but I do not wear them because it never goes with what I'm wearing. So do I own cool accessories? Yes. Do I wear them? No. I just buy it because it's a really good deal and then think to myself, why did I do that? Because it never works within what I'm wearing.
But I can tell you what Sarah does that I'm going to try to do with the gray color, because she does it with the nude. She has nude shoes in every height.
Mm-hmm.
So she has nude flats, she has nude, spiky heel nude shoes, she has nude sandals. Mm-hmm. And she does that because it extends her leg. Mm-hmm. The look, it makes her leg look longer. Mm-hmm. That look, her line unbroken. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, how do I do that? Because nude shoes don't really, it's not really a good vibe with the summer season. And I'm going to try it with a light gray this year to have, that available and try to keep the line going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that would definitely look good. It's just, a nude heel, you can just toss it on and never go wrong. So that's why I always have.
Yeah, and I see, the thing is, I know you lean toward Cole Haan, and they have a tan that just, it looks like like somebody swatched your leg, and it's like the perfect tan for you. And I've seen all the different heights you have in those shoes, and it's perfect. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have a little more trouble with my gray.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I could go with a stone.
Mm-hmm. That would be very pretty, actually. Or rose beige. That would be very nice.
Got a little work to do, because all of my black shoes, it's just, they cut you off at the ankle, unless you're wearing black pants, which I didn't do because they make me look so slim. And I don't know if that's true or not. Mm-hmm. So Holly has a question for us, but I have to have a moment to read it. I think she wrote War and Peace here.
Okay. Well, while you're reading that, I will drink up, since it is wine about it. And I know we've been talking for, 57 minutes. I'm so sorry, guys. But after this question, if you have any more questions, feel free to leave them down below.
Holly is basically telling us that she started to watch series and noticed when the actors and actresses are out in bad seasonal choices.
Mm-hmm.
And that that happens to me almost constantly. Holly, it's going to drive you out of your mind.
Yes, I hate when you're watching, or sometimes, well, usually they tend to get it right in some things. Like when there's like a grand moment, I've noticed they usually tend to get it right. But when they just toss people in like casual clothing, they don't follow the seasonal rules. So if you ever see like the beauty montage, they usually get it right. They usually like they look stunning and gorgeous, and the color works with their hair.
Sometimes.
Right, but
Sometimes. And sometimes, like I've noticed in magazines like Allure, really important ads where they're advertising something that you know they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to launch. And they'll put a lipstick on a model that is the wrong color. And I'm thinking, why did they do that?
this, I will tell you my leading theory. If you watched us before, you probably heard me say this, but I think that sometimes they go in with the wrong shade, because when you wear the wrong shade, the first thing you notice is the shade, and it really just stands out, and you can tell that it's not harmonizing. So
It's jarring.
Right, right. So I think sometimes they do that to try to get the shade in front and the model behind. So you notice the first thing you do is you look at the shade and you say, "Oh, wow, okay." It might not work with her, and that's just my leading theory, because you can watch like even in like Fashion Week, I think they do it on purpose just to try to get their clothes in front of the model.
Sarah, I love how sweet you are and how kind and you always see the brighter side of everything. I think they just don't get it sometimes. And you see these things and you want to just, ooh. In fact, Sarah will tell you, I do that so often. There'll be an award show or there will be a moment in a movie, and I will literally take a screenshot, go into Photoshop, put them in the right color, and send it to her. And she'll be like, why are you doing this? I mean, really, why do you spend your time doing this? Because it makes me feel better.
It's funny you say that, because Linda says Hollywood should hire you.
and if we were allowed to show you these things, because obviously these celebrity images, you have to be very careful. You can't really show them in our own videos, but you would laugh or you would be stunned at how much improved people can be. Their appearance can be, they can look weird.
So true.
Maybe if you're trying to make your actress look like remember that Charlize Theron did the movie where they made her look old and stanky and really bad, and do you remember when I think it was called Monster or something? Well, I get it. If you're trying to make somebody look bad, put them in the wrong color. But if you're dealing with an ingenue, and let me tell you, Julia Roberts, the famous red dress scene, everybody loves that movie. I love that movie. The red dress scene, I love it. It's amazing. But her dress just needed a little bit more warmth. And, it was just too plummy. And had she, it just shifted over just a little, it would have been so much better. She would have looked so much better. She looked great. She looked great. I'll stop.
Yes, we're very into our color here, as you say.
Sorry.
We see it everywhere. It's the first thing we notice. And
all of you, the more time you spend with us, the more you will start to notice and say, ooh, that would have been better if she'd worn this. And just like you were doing, Holly. More of that.
Exactly right. So now that we have gone completely off topic.
I'm down to the very last bit of my wine.
Yes, and well, I'm not. I still have a little bit more to go. Sorry, guys. But we just want to say thank you for joining us for another
always. It's so much fun for us. I hope it's a fraction of as much fun for you as it is for us, because we have a great time.
Now, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below. We'll hop off here and we'll go answer them over there.
And remember, should you make your Hollywood debut, the moment that you're ready to go down that red carpet, call us first, because we don't want you making a poor choice.
Yes. You can send us images anytime. Make sure you're in the right season, and we'll be happy to help us. You can just message us over on Color Me Beautiful Cosmetics page. We'll make sure that we help you out. And cheers to another Wine About It Wednesday.
Love you.
We'll see you guys on Monday.